Hello there, I'm Simon Ralph and welcome to Brown Bag Bible Study, the Bible study you can do in your lunch break. Now this is an introduction to Scripture, which will give you some information that you might not have known and encourage you to read the Bible. Most importantly, it's presented in some bite-sized pieces, which is perfect to fit in with our busy lifestyles today. Every week I'll be concentrating on a small part of Scripture, either one of the 73 books of the Bible or a group of related books, and I'll be bringing you interesting facts and information to help you understand it. I'll also be including links to further reading, articles, books and so forth, which will help you to love sacred Scripture even more. This week, the book of Numbers, the fourth book of the Bible in the Pentateuch. The book of Numbers is so called because of the numbering of the men of Israel in two censuses taken at the beginning and end of their wandering in the desert. Now this is the Christian name for the book, taken from the Greek Septuagint translation. The Jews call the book Bidma, which means in the desert. This is a very good name for the book because it deals with the wanderings of the Jews in the desert. The narrative of the book is mostly focused on the historical events which occurred following the Exodus from Egypt, with particular attention given to the faithlessness of the Jewish people and the resulting anger from God. Reading the book of Numbers, you will learn much about the organization of the people Israel into tribes, and also see a people who are stubborn and move against God. The incident with the golden calf is recounted in Exodus, but there are further examples of rebellion and falling into God's disfavor in Numbers. The Jews wander for 40 years in the wilderness because he punishes them for a lack of faith. He promised that they will be able to capture the land of Canaan from its inhabitants, but 10 of the 12 spies sent by Moses to scout the land brought back a false report, exaggerating the difficulty of the campaign. For this lie, God punished the Jews with 40 years of wandering. Not even Moses is safe from punishment for a lack of faith and defiance. When told to speak to a rock to cause water to come forth, he instead strikes it. It is for this reason that Moses is told he will not enter the promised land. It will be down to his successor, Joshua, one of the two faithful spies, to lead the people into the promised land. The central theme Catholics should take from the book of Numbers is the need to be faithful to God and trust in his promises. God promised he would not abandon his people and promised they would inherit the land, but the people did not believe him fully and suffered because of it. Now, while we might not suffer from a literal wandering in the desert, there is certainly a spiritual wandering and lack of direction associated with not trusting in God. So, read the book of Numbers, and if you have time, take a look at the additional materials. Next week, we'll be looking at the last book of the Pentateuch, Deuteronomy. Until then, I'm Simon Rafe, and God bless. To learn more about the place of Scripture in the lives of Catholic Christians, I urge you to read Pope Benedict's apostolic exhortation Verbum Domini. The Pope encourages all Catholics to read, learn and love Scripture and to understand its relation to the Church. A link to this exhortation is included in the reading materials for every episode of Brown Bag Bible Study. Just click the link over there.